Hi, everybody. I am Jessie Coan from Jessie Coan Marketing, and I'm here with Robyn White from Time to Task. Say hi, Robyn.
Everyone.
We're here to do our regularly scheduled website review. Yeah. So today we're going to be talking about Friar Tuck Design. Angela is the owner. We think she's a newer company. So like usual, we both have our notes. So if we're looking down, you'll know what we're looking at. So are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, I'm going to turn the share screen on, and it is here. So I'm going to move our little heads out of the way, and I'm ready to go. All right, so Friar Tuck Design Company, I apologize. So let's see, let's start off with the homepage. I'm going to scroll through a little bit. I actually really love her little logo. I know that's not what we're talking about.
I love it too. I agree 100%.
So scrolling through, just so you guys can get familiar with what's here on the homepage. We think this is her Instagram feed, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, a National Donut Day. How did I miss that?
Angela's very good at posting on Instagram.
Yeah. So it goes all the way to the bottom. And as it says right here, she's proudly created this sucker with Wix. So that's great. I think one of the first things, and again, if you've watched any other videos of Robyn and mine, we have a small obsession with the user experience.
Yes, we do.
Especially around the navigation of websites. So I want to kind of start there a little bit. As you can scroll through, you'll see that her nav up here is transparent. So which means that there's no color behind it. And that you can see through it, which makes it a little bit hard to read. So I would recommend, Angela, having some sort of color bar that spans across.
Mm-hmm. So even if it's white.
Yeah.
That would be, it doesn't have to be an introduction of an actual color, but just so it's not transparent.
Yep. Yeah. Definitely. What are some of the other thoughts on the homepage?
Well, if we could just go back to the nav menu for a second, since we were talking about that, one thing you might want to consider, Angela, is possibly changing the order of how your pages appear in the navigation menu. So for example, generally it would start with home, move to about, go to services. That tends to be like the general flow. Then
you want services first.
Yeah.
So that people know what you're selling.
Mm-hmm, exactly. Yep. Blog and contact would be more over towards the right. Subscribe would probably be last, just a suggestion.
Yeah, and I think these have a subtle hover, which is great. So I just want to point that out. It doesn't, we've talked about this in the past too, as you have links and whatnot on your pages, as long as there's some sort of indication of interaction, that's always good.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're going to quickly peek at the blog. I don't think I had a lot of feedback here. I think my only thought was, and this is called a forever scroll, when it loads, you can't get to the bottom and it keeps going. Mm-hmm. Sometimes those are good, sometimes those are bad. There should be, I would recommend some additional navigation on here or a list of blog posts so people can kind of go through and see, all the stuff that you've written. But
one really good thing is that she has written a lot. So she's got a lot of content, which is really nice to see. Content is king. It helps with your search engine optimization, brings people to your website. So really well done with all the content.
Agreed. I love that it says 6-minute read, 2-minute read. You don't necessarily need to show the view count, but I'm not sure how to fix that in Wix, but just something to consider. All right, hopping over to the portfolio, which I love that you have a navigation item for this, especially as an interior designer. And again, Robyn, you could probably speak to this because you work on a lot of this audience, but it's like, make it easy and quick for people to find your stuff.
Absolutely. And people want to see your past work because that shows what your style is, what you're capable of doing. And it's really, really important for prospective clients to be able to see your previous work. And one thing I would say, Angela, is I would highly recommend making your portfolio a gallery view rather than in the slider or carousel view, so that people can hit this page and, you know, scroll down and see all of your beautiful work, because her work is stunning. And I feel like it's a little hidden in a carousel format.
Yeah, and I think too, it's awesome to see the testimonials in here. We actually, you know, before we do these videos, Robyn and I kind of go through sites and compare notes. I didn't notice this before, but
I didn't either.
So I'm going to point it out. This is great to have here, but the fact that we didn't notice it and we've spent time on your site, sprinkle these throughout. Maybe like add a call out on the bottom of every page with a testimonial on it. Don't have them all clumped up. Like, you want people to see them. Like, that's, you know, this is credibility. It's awesome.
Yes.
So.
And it's great. She's got a lot of them, and show them off.
Yeah, show them off.
Yeah.
All right. Interior design services. So, did we talk about font yet?
We did not talk about font yet. Do you want to?
Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about font. So Robyn and I were discussing, so again, I love black and white, but as an interior designer, I think there's an opportunity to add a little bit more color, even if it's a subtle gray behind some of these to kind of differentiate your different packages.
Yes.
And then font specifically, you've done a great job keeping the font consistent throughout the site, but depending on, it's a little bit light, and I don't mean that in color, I mean that in width. Yes. Of the font size. So it's a lot of skinny font. So it could be, depending on the phone or a monitor, hard to read if your monitor isn't calibrated correctly, or, you know, clients can't see well.
Yes, like me, as someone who wears glasses for far away and reading, it was a little difficult for me to read in its thinness and its vertical nature as well. And I don't know if possibly spacing out the letters a bit might help with that.
I don't know how much control you have over that.
I'm not sure on Wix.
Yeah, Wix. Yeah. But even I think there's some subtle ways to create, again, we talk a lot about white space, using white space to your advantage here. Even like these packages are fantastic and you've outlined them clearly. Yeah. Add some space in between them, so that way it gives your eyes a quick break as you're reading through.
Definitely. The packages are wonderful. I love the way she really clearly explains what the services are, what the starting price is. If I'm remembering correctly, she even says who they're for. So really good job with putting all of that really useful information there.
A fit if you.
And I like that a lot. It's like, you know, okay, this is me, this isn't me.
Yeah, and she's got a call to action here, but I would love to see it as a button. You know, people say either click here to send me an email, or email, you know, Friar Talk to Sign Co. You know, like, it just make it pop. Use your use of color to be able to kind of make that little sucker stand out some more.
And something that Jessie and I talk about every week is a call to action. Defining what the primary call to action of your website is for you, whether that be to fill out your contact form to schedule a call, and to make sure that that's very clearly spelled out on every single page.
Certainly. Yeah. I'm going to keep us chugging. Yeah. So I don't think we need to rehash kind of, but this font here actually is way easier to read, just for the record. I don't know if it's like a larger size, or.
I think it's larger, and I think it's a slightly darker
well, I think it's color. Thicker. The lines on the font itself are thicker, meaning the font size is bigger. So, but
it's
again,
a great photo of Angela.
Definitely. This is a great spot for your testimonials. And actually, going back to the homepage, your Instagram feed is nice to see, but I don't know if I'd rather see the portfolio on the homepage.
Agreed.
And then see your Instagram, even some of your Instagram feed here, like it's about you. You know, I would just rearrange those a little bit. You want to wow, you know, not that your Instagram feed doesn't wow, because it certainly is gorgeous and there's a lot of great content in there, but you want to showcase that portfolio of yours. And then I would put your Instagram feed on this page.
I agree. That's a good.
All right. So going back to the contact, I mean, this is very simple and straightforward. I love even this blue color you have that overlays the different lines is good. contact information might be another piece of the puzzle, where you're located, how you want people to work with you, what types of questions you tend to get. Maybe an FAQs might be a nice add here.
The other thing I like to see with a contact form is maybe saying, please fill this out and I'll be in touch with you within X number of days or X number of hours, just so people know what to expect after they fill out the form.
And we didn't click through on these little guys here, but as an interior designer, having a Pinterest here is great too. So, and then subscribe. We were guessing this has to do with your newsletter, but why not have both of these combined onto one page?
Just to simplify the menu. Absolutely.
Yep. And then you have accept terms and conditions, but what you need to link this to something.
Yes, exactly. Or actually state a little bit in very small font size underneath there, like what they're actually accepting. But that's great. And you know, the newsletter sign up is actually something you could put in more than one spot on your website as well, because not everybody who visits is going to hit every single page.
Certainly. Certainly.
Yeah.
You know,
one other comment. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
One other comment I had is, since Angela works in such a visual field and has such beautiful photos that you can see from her portfolio and her Instagram, that maybe making use of more images throughout each of the pages would be really nice, adding pops of color everywhere and just showing her style.
Yeah, I agree. Some before and after might be nice too.
One thing I will say about that a lot of designers do shy away from is having the ugly before on their pretty website. And one workaround with that is to either focus on before and afters in blog posts, but possibly link to the blog post from the portfolio area, or setting them up as a slider or a flip box, so that when you hit the page, you see the pretty after, but you can visualize the ugly before if you want to, but it doesn't make the page look ugly.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Good. All right. Any other last thoughts?
Overall, I think it looks really nice. There is a really great use of white space. It's nice and clean and simple. It's not busy and overwhelming. So really well done, Angela.
I think so too. Oh, the one other you're missing is called the browser image.
The favicon.
The favicon.
Yes.
That would be the only other little thing. Again, it's minor, but
it helps identify your website when people have a lot of different tabs open in their browser. And you could maybe simply take the black fabric sample and make that your favicon.
That's what I was thinking too. Good. All righty. Well, it was a pleasure again, my friend.
Yes, it was. Thank you.
Thank you. Till next time.